Hey, big head.
You were quoted in saying that you was admired by your teachers, but not by your peers. Now, what exactly did you mean by peers? Are you talking in the sense of teachers and students? Or were you talking more in the sense of a black and white thing? What exactly you meant by you wasn't admired by your peers?
Um, Teachers had a problem with me in San Carlos because that was a black and white thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to Ravenswood, teachers were fine with me because they got that, oh, you should probably just do this academic thing. So we're going to pour into you. But I was always bullied from the time I got to East Palo Alto, probably until the time I left, because of my vocabulary.
And that still goes on today. When I was growing up, that still goes on today. Just a heads up. Nothing changed.
You know what? That is why I wrote that piece, Real Talk.
Mm-hmm.
It stemmed from that experience of, if you have a facility with language, then sometimes people come at you for that.
Right.
But then when I became a national merit semifinalist, and I was only one of two people in the entire school that made national merit semis, everybody was like, oh, wow, we're going to floss on
right.
that Tama was one and Ava was the other one. But yeah, it had its moments where it was really tiresome.
Right.
And I could never edit my tongue because I used the words that I knew. I just had a lot of them. If you talk to Aaron, there was one moment in high school where I was having an argument, shall we say.
A debate. Let's say a debate. You was having a debate.
It wasn't a debate. She had pissed me off and I was mad. And I had called her an expropriated hoe.
Mm.
And like, sometimes when you argue with me, you need to have a dictionary. But to call someone an expropriated hoe means that she's out there for public consumption.
Mm. We're gonna leave that as we don't need to know what happened afterwards. We're gonna leave it as that, as such.
We can leave that one.
I'm assuming if she didn't know what that meant, she didn't know how to feel about being called that, So she might have got mad when she went home and found out what it really meant.
She was real hot.
I got it. So around the time you graduated Ravenswood, the school ended up shutting down for good. Do you know if that was?
I was the second to the last class out of Ravenswood. Yeah.
Okay. Did you know if that was?
I graduated in 75 and I think it closed in 77.
77. Do you know if it was due to academically, financially? Do you know why Ravenswood ended up ultimately shutting down?
I'm thinking it was financially because East Palo Alto was starting to change.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell that they were positioning it to be more Palo Alto than East Palo Alto. And
okay.
Construction going on. It was the early form of gentrification.
Gotcha.
That happened to EPA.
Did you start noticing a lot of coffee shops? Is that what happened?
No. I left EPA and went to San Jose State after that. So
okay.
I didn't come back to EPA until much, much, much later.
And it was a culture shock, I'm assuming.
My God, yeah. The same house that I grew up in and the same neighborhoods, the houses had like quadrupled in price, but they didn't quadruple in size.
Right.
It's still the same square footage. How come this house is jumping off at $500,000? What is going on?
Right. It's amazing how some things never change. That's still the case today, So how did that make you feel that Ravenswood shut it down? the school that you got your diploma in, your first degree, the school that you had some of your earliest memories with. How did that make you feel that that's no longer somewhere that you can go visit and reminisce in the hallways and stuff like that?
There is a grieving that takes place when you cannot go back and touch your high school structures, because it's such a formative part of our life. And there's so many lessons that we learn, good and bad, that shape us. And so to not be able to go back and touch those roots because there's an Ikea there. No, literally, there's an Ikea where Ravenswood used to be. And the iconic corner hamburger joint, Dairy Bell, gone. And so the legends that grow up around that, you literally lose key branches off of your personal tree. And you feel that loss.